On tonight's show, we got more Bloodline drama where Paul Heyman, everyone's favorite Juso, his words, not mine, took a bump. Kinda, maybe, sorta. Will Jey Uso deep throat his cousin, the tribal queef Roman Reigns, in Detroit at SummerSlam? Probably not. I think I worded that correctly. And also, they're setting up Austin Theory's next and hopefully final U.S. Championship feud because, good goddamn Christ, this reign has been an abomination and a crime because he can wrestle, but he can't really do anything else, like be interesting or make me want to do anything other than take a bunch of somas and never wake up. Don't do that, folks. Don't do that. Help is out there. But also, the women got to main event, and it ended with Asuka escaping with her championship after she blew Bayley in front of God and everybody. Anyway, I'm John Retton with my review of WWE Smackdown for North Carolina State, the Wolfpack. We've got Raleigh, North Carolina on the map. We're speeding towards SummerSlam, and yeah, let's just get into this show. First, I do want to say, though, after SummerSlam, I might be taking a break from reviewing SmackDown because it depends on how these videos do and also just depends on my level of interest because SmackDown at times is easier to get through because it's an hour shorter than Raw, but there isn't a lot to sink my teeth into. A lot of it just feels the same. Anyway, here's Bianca to a good reaction. She says, tonight is my night. I have a feeling that tonight's going to be a good night. Tonight's going to be a good night. Then here's Charlotte. Well, I think you're going to win. I believe you're going to win. I'm rooting for you. And then we've got a match set for tonight between Asuka and Bianca and possibly for SummerSlam. If Bianca wins, then Flair will be the next in line. It'll be a three-way. It's going to be a three-way because that's what I wrote down. I said we are going to get a three-way by hook or crook. And then Sheamus and Ridge took on Pretty Deadly. And at this point, I realized the producer needed to be fed. He needed to be let outside because he was trying to show me that he caught something. And I took out the trash and recycling. And lo and behold, Pretty Deadly won. If you think I'm going to watch anything that Pretty Deadly does until they are until they are halfway serious about anything they do, I'm sorry. They look ridiculous. They're a moronic team. I can't stand their antics. I can't stand anything about them. There are people that like them. That's fine. So yeah, they won. Cool. Whatever. I remember when tag team wrestling actually used to be good in WWE. And I'm not talking the Bloodline Civil War. I'm talking tag teams that, feuded for a while, or the tag team championships. The divisions were just so deep. Or even when they just have one set of tag team titles, they had a plethora of teams and great feuds, and now we have fucking Pretty Deadly. That's an abomination of a team. Anyway, Kathy Kelly looking incredible, good God. Interviewing Grayson Waller, his match with Edge, the fact that him and The Rock jabbed back and forth on social media. God, imagine if they got The Rock to show up at SummerSlam and he laid out Grayson Waller. But he won't come and help his family. And then let's look back at our main event that was the Tribal Court. No, it wasn't Michael Cole. It took up the first 35 minutes of last week's show and the last 10 to 15 minutes of the show, but still. Bloodline recaps. And Charlotte is leaving until she overhears that Bayley and Io might cash in. Because they're implying that both of them are going to cash in. Even though I think Bayley's going to screw over Io when she tries to cash in. And then Charlotte says, no, I'll stay. Bayley then beats Zelina really quickly. Naturally, much like Zelina, this match was short. I wish Io would smack me with the briefcase. I don't have issues. You have issues. So, I do have one question, though, about the match. Why in the world was Zelina hitting Bayley with the flip-flop, not DQ? So, Shotzi then shows up on the screen with clippers. And basically says she's in control. They cut her hair last week and she just shaves her entire head. She starts shaving her head with the clippers, saying that she's in control. Now, I didn't know what the heck was going on. I'm like, are they just changing her look? Apparently, Shotzi's sister is going through chemo, going through cancer. This is solidarity. This is something she wanted to do. Even if that wasn't the case, and I wish it wasn't the case because cancer's a bitch, and I hope that Shotzi's sister beats it because it's a horrible disease. That, horrible affliction, no matter what variety it is. Good solidarity, and you know what? If it leads to her character getting a push, good, and if it leads to her being able to have more solidarity with her sister, good there. I really do hope her sister beats that. There's a GoFundMe that I want to say Shotzi shared, and I'm sure that other people are sharing. So check Twitter and check that for Shotzi's sister's GoFundMe. Hope she beats it. Here's Jay. Jimmy has ruptured rib cartilage and anal bleeding. What? Wow. They wanted him at first. He got the crowd into it. He says that he's going to take everybody out. He's tired of this. He's going to take everybody out. And then here's Solo and Heyman. And that next week, Roman and Jay will go over the rules of engagement, either the CBS sitcom or the Tommy Lee Jones Samuel L. Jackson movie from 2000. Does anybody remember either of those? So, what happened to Jimmy was your fault. Hey, Jimmy, it's me, your favorite Juso. That is what Heyman said. Herb Abrams is shrieking from below. And then basically he says, it's like, everybody blames you. Your father, your mother, your sister too. And then Solo basically says, I'm never going to forgive you. And then he manages to get Solo out of the ring. Jay does. And almost gets Heyman. Slowly I turned and slowly I moved. Slowly. So slowly. And then, basically, Solo stopped that. But then, Jay managed to lay out Heyman. Heyman took a bump, sort of. And then Solo got hit with a chair instead of Heyman. So there we go. All right, crowd pop for that. Then Waller, Styles, and Escobar and Peter Dune got in a four-way. The winner of this four-way faces the winner of next week's four-way. And the winner of that match faces, I almost said faces Grayson Waller. Grayson Waller as the U.S. champion would be better than Theory, who was out there for commentary. But the winner faces Theory at SummerSlam. Look, this was a match. There were people that were into it, and that's fine. But I've seen enough of these four-ways. Cole just jabbing at Theory. When Cole is taking legitimized shots at you and they actually make sense, you're in trouble. Theory is so fucking bland. And basically Styles hits a phenomenal Fjord arm. And then suddenly Cross is attacking the Good Brothers, home of the Good Brothers. May we take your order? While Scarlett is just there on a box, which is probably the best place for her because in the ring is not necessarily great. Just saying there like, haha, look what he's doing. Then he runs out, Styles does, and then after Waller hits his move on Peter Dune, Escobar hits a crossbody. 1, 2, 3. Okay. I expected Waller to actually win that one, and Waller took the pin. Next week, by the way, they are on FS1. Adjust your cable boxes accordingly. Adjust your, internet connection and find a way to hack into the... No, wait, don't do that, don't do that, don't do that. Can't say that word. Just find a way to find a stream, because FS1 isn't available in a lot of areas. So anyway, why are they continuing this Cross and Styles feud is what I noted. So the Profits are waiting for somebody. Somebody arrives in an SUV, and it's Bobby Lashley. Okay. Ray is looking for gold. Was he recording this in his house? Was his grandmother recording that? Wait, that's his wife. I'm sorry. And then Grimes and Sheamus are in the four-way. And then who's the fourth? LA Knight comes out to a pop. He comes out in front of the crowd. Everybody else does pre-tapes. That says something. He's the best decision this company has made. He's in the four-way. For the love of God, have LA Knight win this whole thing. Have him beat Austin Theory. Have him at least hold the title until Mania. And he could have an 8-month reign. And it would actually be good. It wouldn't feel that long because he can make the title matter as opposed to Theory, who just isn't cutting it. They honestly should cut the guy and say, go find something else to do for a few years. Maybe we'll bring you back. Anyway, brief clips of Rhea's entrance played as Bianca came out. I blame Kevin Dunn and hope Kevin Dunn rots from the inside out in front of his family. Whoever his remaining family is. Asuka and Bianca competed over the WWE Women's Championship. By the time the bell rang, we had gone 18 minutes since the end of the previous match. And Bayley, Io, and apparently they're one person now, and Charlotte have tickets. They were just backstage. Was this something that Pierce said you have to get tickets in this allegedly sold out place, even though there were pockets of seats? kind of up in the, the slope deck, so you could, whatever. They didn't give us a lot of time because they went to the break. They came back. There were a couple minutes of action, or there was a couple minutes of action. We get a melee where we get an almost cash in, and then Charlotte is protecting Bianca, but then hits a spear on Bianca on accident when, there's a flummox, and then Charlotte gets clocked with the briefcase, and it looks like Io might cash in, but then Asuka rises up and instead of taking the moonsault and blows Bayley right there in front of God and everybody. That is some damage control right there. And then she takes off. And Bayley got it in the face, and she is just so frightened from getting it in the face. God, I need help. I'm 42 years old doing this. Anyway, yeah, it was a fine episode of SmackDown, I guess. We will see where the SmackDown reviews will reside and on the weekly schedule once SummerSlam is done, because I don't know, kind of not exactly having the most interest in the show. What do you think? Let me know. Do you want me to continue the SmackDown reviews? Let me know in the comments. Like, share, subscribe, Twitter handle in the description. I'm John Rickland. I'll see you soon.